A Prayer by Anne Bronte. Read for Librivox.org by Audiobook. My God, oh, let me call thee mine. Weak, wretched sinner though I be, my trembling soul would fain be thine. My feeble faith still clings to thee. Not only for the past I grieve, the future fills me with dismay, unless thou hasten to relieve. Thy suppliant is a castaway. I cannot say my faith is strong, I dare not hope my love is great, but strength and love to thee belong. Oh, do not leave me desolate. I know I owe my all to thee. Oh, take the heart I cannot give, till thou my strength, my Saviour be, and make me to thy glory live. End of A Prayer. This recording is in the public domain.
Be Drunken by Charles Baudelaire. Translated by Arthur Symonds. Recorded for Librivox.org by Winston Tharp. Be always drunken. Nothing else matters. That is the only question. If you would not feel the horrible burden of time weighing on your shoulders and crushing you to the earth, be drunken continually. Drunken with what? With wine, with poetry, or with virtue, as you will, but be drunken. And if sometimes, on the stairs of a palace, or on the green side of a ditch, or in the dreary solitude of your own room, you should awaken, and the drunkenness be half or wholly slipped away from you, ask of the wind, or of the wave, or of the star, or of the bird, or of the clock, of whatever flies, or sighs, or rocks, or sings, or speaks, ask what hour it is, and the wind, wave, star, bird, clock will answer you, "It is the hour to be drunken." Be drunken. If you would not be martyred slaves of time, be drunken continually, with wine, with poetry, or with virtue, as you will. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain.
Brothers by James Weldon Johnson. This is a Librivox recording. All Librivox recordings are in the public domain. For more information or to volunteer, please visit Librivox.org. Reading by Matt Perard. Brothers by James Weldon Johnson. See, there he stands, not brave, but with an air of sudden stupor. Mark him well. Is he not more like brute than man? Look in his eye. No light is there, none save the glint that shines in the now glaring and now shifting orbs of some wild animal caught in the hunter's trap. How came this beast in human shape and form? Speak, man. We call you man because you wear his shape. How are you thus? Are you not from that docile, childlike, tender-hearted race which we have known 3 centuries? Not from that more than faithful race which through 3 wars fed our dear wives and nursed our helpless babes without a single breach of trust? Speak out. I am and am not. Then who, why, are you? I am a thing not new. I am as old as human nature. I am that which lurks, ready to spring whenever a bar is loosed, the ancient trait which fights incessantly against restraint, balks at the upward climb, the weight forever seeking to obey the law of downward pull. And I am more. The bitter fruit am I of planted seed, the resultant, the inevitable end of evil forces and the powers of wrong. Lessons in degradation, taught and learned, the memories of cruel sights and deeds, the pent-up bitterness, the unspent hate, filtered through 15 generations have sprung up and found in me sporadic life. In me the muttered curse of dying men, on me the stain of conquered women, and consuming me the fearful fires of lust, lit long ago by other hands than mine. In me the down crushed spirit, the hurled back prayers of wretches now long dead, their dire bequests. In me the echo of the stifled cry of children for their bartered mothers' breasts. I claim no race, no race claims me. I am no more than human dregs, degenerate, the monstrous offspring of the monster, sin. I am just what I am. The race that fed your wives and nursed your babes would do the same today, but I. Enough, the brute must die. Quick, chain him to that oak. It will resist the fire much longer than this slender pine. Now bring the fuel. Pile it round him. Wait. Pile not so fast or high, or we shall lose the agony and terror in his face. And now the torch. Good fuel that. The flames already leap head high. Ha! Hear that shriek. And there's another, wilder than the first. Fetch water. Water! Pour a little on the fire, lest it should burn too fast. Hold so. Now let it slowly blaze again. See there, he squirms, he groans. His eyes bulge wildly out, searching around in vain appeal for help. Another shriek, the last. Watch how the flesh grows crisp and hangs, till, turned to ash, it sifts down through the coils of chain that hold erect the ghastly frame against the bark-scorched tree. Stop! To each man no more than one man's share. You take that bone, and you this tooth, the chain. Let us divide its lengths. This skull, of course, in fair division, to the leader comes. And now his fiendish crime has been avenged. Let us back to our wives and children. Say, what did he mean by those last muttered words? Brothers in spirit, brothers indeed are we. End of Brothers by James Weldon Johnson. This recording is in the public domain.
The Contrast by Helen Gray Cohn. Read for Librivox.org by Leonard Wilson of Springfield, Ohio. He loved her, having felt his love begin with that first look, as lover oft avers. He made pale flowers his pleading ministers, impressed sweet music, drew the springtime in to serve his suit. But when he could not win, forgot her face and those gray eyes of hers, and at her name his pulse no longer stirs, and life goes on as though she had not been. She never loved him, but she loved love so reverenced love, that all her being shook at his demand, whose entrance she denied. Her thoughts of him such tender color took as western skies that keep the afterglow. The words he spoke were with her till she died. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain.
The Cynic by Theodosia Garrison. Read for Librivox.org by Heidi Pack. I say it to comfort me over and over, having a querulous heart to beguile. Never had woman a tenderer lover, for a little while. Oh, there never were eyes more eager to read her in her saddest mood or her moments gay. Oh, there never were hands more strong to lead her, for a little way. There never were loftier promises given of love that should guard her the ages through, as great, enduring, and steadfast as heaven, for a week or two. Well, end as it does, I have had it, known it. For this shall I turn me to weep or pray? Nay, rather I laugh that I thought to own it for more than a day. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain.
Do You Ever Feel Like God by Christopher Morley. Read for Librivox by Tom Merritt. Across the court there rises the back wall of the Magna Carta Apartments. The other evening the people in the apartment opposite had forgotten to draw their curtains. I could see them dining, the well-blanched cloth, the silver and glass, the crystal water jug, the meat and vegetables, and their clean pink hands outstretched in busy gesture. It was pleasant to watch them. They were so human, so gay, innocent, unconscious of scrutiny. They were four, an elderly couple, a young man, and a girl with lovely shoulders, mellow in the glow of the lamp. They were sitting over coffee, and I could see their hands talking. At last the older two left the room. The boy and girl looked at each other. Like a flash they leaned and kissed. Good old human race that keeps on multiplying. A little later I went down the street to the movies, and there I saw all four laughing and joking together. And as I watched them I felt like God, benevolent, all-knowing, and tender. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain.
Do You Fear the Wind? By Hamlin Garland. Read for Librivox.org by Florence Short. Do you fear the force of the wind? The slash of the rain? Go face them and fight them. Be savage again. Go hungry and cold like the wolf. Go wade like the crane. The palms of your hands will thicken. The skin of your cheek will tan. You'll grow ragged and weary and swarthy, but you'll walk like a man. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain.
God's Grandeur by Gerard Manley Hopkins. Recorded for Librivox.org by M. Skiffins. God's Grandeur. The world is charged with the grandeur of God. It will flame out, like shining from shook foil. It gathers to a greatness, like the ooze of oil crushed. Why do men then now not wreck his rod? Generations have trod, and all is seared with trade, bleared, smeared with toil, and wears man's smudge, and shares man's smell. The soil is bare now, nor can foot feel, being shod. And for all this nature is never spent. There lives the dearest freshness deep down things, and though the last lights off the black west went, O morning, at the brown brink eastward, springs, because the Holy Ghost over the bent world broods with warm breast and with bright wings. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain.
Haunted by Don Marquis. Read for Librivox.org by Tom Merritt. The ghost speaks. A ghost is the freak of a sick man's brain? Then why do ye start and shiver so? That's the sob and drip of a leaky drain. But it sounds like another noise we know. The heavy drops drummed red and slow. The drops ran down as slow as fate. Do you hear them still? It was long ago. But here in the shadows I wait. Spirits there be that pass in peace. Mine passed in a whirl of wrath and dole. And the hour that your choking breath shall cease, I will get my grip on your naked soul. Nor pity may stay, nor prayer cajole. I would drag ye whining from hell's own gate. To me, ye must pay the toll. And here in the shadows I wait. The dead, they are dead. They are out of the way. And a ghost is the whim of an ailing mind? Then why did you whiten with fear today when ye heard a voice in the calling wind? Why did ye falter and look behind at the creeping mist when the hour grew late? Ye would see my face were ye stricken blind, and here in the shadows I wait. Drink and forget, make merry and boast, but the boast rings false, and the jest is thin. In the hour that I meet ye ghost to ghost, stripped of the flesh that ye skulk within, stripped to the coward soul, ware of its sin. Ye shall learn, whether dead men hate. Ah, a weary time has the waiting been, but here in the shadows I wait. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain.
In the Park by Helen Hoyt. Read for Librivox.org by Heidi Pack. He whistled soft whistlings I knew were for me, teasing, endearing. "Won't you look?" was what they said, but I did not turn my head. Only a little I turned my hearing. My feet took me by, straight and evenly they went, as if they had not dreamed what he meant, as if such a curiosity never were known since the world began, as woman wanting man. My heart led me past and took me away, and yet it was my heart that wanted to stay. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain.
The Isle of Lost Dreams by William Sharp. Read for Librivox.org by Capricia Page. There is an isle beyond our ken, haunted by dreams of weary men. Grey hopes enshadow it with wings weary with burdens of old things. There the insatiate water springs rise with the tears of all who weep, and deep within it, deep, oh deep, the furtive voice of sorrow sings. There evermore, till time be o'er, sad, oh so sad, the dreams of men drift through the isle beyond our ken. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain.
The Lost Path by Eleanor Wiley. Read for Librivox.org by Leonard Wilson of Springfield, Ohio. The garden's full of scented wallflowers, and save that these stir faintly, nothing stirs. Only a distant bell in hollow chime cried out just now for far forgotten time, and 3 reverberate words the great bell spoke. The knockers made of brass, the door of oak, and such a clamour must be loosed on air by the knocker's blow, that knock I do not dare. The silence is a spell, and if it break, what things that now lie sleeping will awake? Are simple creatures lying there in cool, sweet linen sheets, in slumber like the pool of moonlight white as water on the floor? Will they come down laughing and unlock the door? And will they draw me in and let me sit on the tall settle while the lamp is lit? And shall I see their innocent, clean lives shining as plainly as the plates and knives, the blue bowls and the brass cage with its bird? But listen, listen! Surely something stirred within the house, and creeping down the halls draws close to me with sinister footfalls. Will long pale fingers softly lift the latch, and lead me up under the osier thatch to a little secret room, hung with green arras, picturing the doom, the most disastrous death of some proud knight? And shall I search the room by candlelight, and see behind the curtains of my bed a murdered man who sleeps as sleep the dead? Or will my clamorous knocking shake the trees with lonely thunder through the stillnesses, and then lie down, the coldest fear of all, to nothing, and deliberate silence fall on the house deep in the silence, and no one come to door or window, staring, blind and dumb? End of poem. This recording is in the public domain.
My Life is Like the Summer Rose by Richard Henry Wilde. Read for Librivox.org by William A. Crenshaw. My life is like the summer rose that opens to the morning sky, but ere the shades of evening close, is scattered on the ground to die. Yet on the rose's humble bed the sweetest dews of night are shed, as if she wept the waste to see, but none shall weep a tear for me. My life is like the autumn leaf that trembles in the moon's pale ray. Its hold is frail, its date is brief, restless, and soon to pass away. Yet ere that leaf shall fall and fade, the parent tree will mourn its shade. The winds bewail the leafless tree, but none shall breathe a sigh for me. My life is like the prints which feet have left on Tampa's desert strand. Soon as the rising tide shall beat, all trace will vanish from the sand. Yet as if grieving to efface all vestige of the human race, on that lone shore loud moans the sea, but none, alas, shall mourn for me. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain.
Nevertheless, by Clifford Franklin Gessler. Read for Librivox.org by Leonard Wilson of Springfield, Ohio. Inasmuch as I love you, and shall know no peace more unless I am near you, though you are a flame of will, proud and variable as you are beautiful and dear, nevertheless I will go your way, since you will not go mine. Therefore, although the cool roads of my village are more pleasant to me than the pavements of your city, although its dim streets are more kindly than your glaring arcs, though the unhurried voices of my townspeople are more friendly music in my ears than the screamings and glib chatter of your city dwellers, nevertheless I will go down with you into the city, and bruise my heart upon its bricks, become brother to its shrieking elevated, and learn to hurry away my days in this brief world among the grimy roofs that soil the clean young sunshine. Thinking only at long whiles in summer dusks, of hushed paths where hurrying feet have never trodden, of cool lanes white in the splendor of the rising moon. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain.
Protest by Ella Wheeler Wilcox. Read for Librivox.org by Winston Tharp. To sin by silence when we should protest makes cowards out of men. The human race has climbed on protest. Had no voice been raised against injustice, ignorance, and lust, the Inquisition yet would serve the law, and guillotines decide our least disputes. The few who dare must speak and speak again to right the wrongs of many. Speech, thank God, no vested power in this great day and land can gag or throttle. Press and voice may cry loud disapproval of existing ills, may criticize oppression and condemn the lawlessness of wealth-protecting laws that let the children and child-bearers toil to purchase ease for idle millionaires. Therefore I do protest against the boast of independence in this mighty land. Call no chain strong which holds one rusted link, call no land free that holds one fettered slave, until the manacled slim wrists of babes are loosed to toss in childish sport and glee, until the mother bears no burden save the precious one beneath her heart, until God's soil is rescued from the clutch of greed and given back to labor, let no man call this the land of freedom. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain.
Service by Anna Hempstead Branch. Read for Librivox.org by Heidi Pack. If I could only serve him, how sweet this life would be. Last night I dreamed my darling, alive, returned to me. I brought him from the cupboard the things he liked to eat, the little piece of honey, the rye bread, and the meat. I sang the song he asked for the night he went away. How was it when I loved him, I could have said him nay? I took the time to please him with a hand upon his brow. Amid the awful leisure there was no hurry now. How strange I once denied him what took so little while. A kiss would seem so simple, so slight a thing a smile. With pleased sweet looks of wonder he took what I could give, such words as we deny them only because they live. The pale light of the morning shone in upon the wall. Come back to me, my darling, and I will give you all. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain.
Sistina of the Tramp Royal by Rudyard Kipling. Read for Librivox.org by Winston Tharp. Speaking in general, I have tried 'em all, the 'appy roads that take you o'er the world. Speaking in general, I have found 'em good, for such as cannot use one bed too long, but must get ence the same as I have done, and go observing matters till they die. What do it matter where we die, as so long as we've our 'ealth to watch it all? The different ways the different things are done, and men and women loving in this world, taking our chances as they come along, and when they ain't, pretending they are good. In cash or credit, no, it aren't no good. You've to 'ave the 'abit, or you'd die, unless you lived your life but one day long, nor didn't prophesy, nor fret at all, but drew your tucker somehow from the world, and never bothered what you might have done. But God, what things are they I haven't done? I've turned my 'and to most, and turned it good, in various situations round the world. For him that doth not work must surely die. But that's no reason man should labor all his life on one same shift. Life's none so long. Therefore from job to job I've moved along. Pay couldn't hold me when my time was done, for something in my 'ead upset it all, till I'd a dropped whatever 'twas for good, and out at sea beheld the dock lights die, and met my mate, the wind that tramps the world. It's like a book, I think, this bloomin' world, which you can read and care for just so long, but presently you feel that you will die unless you get the page you're readin' done and turn another, likely not so good, but what you're after is to turn 'em all. God bless this world, whate'er she hath done, except when awful long I've found it good. So right before I die, liked it all. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain.
Solitude and the Lily by Richard Henry Horne. Read for Librivox.org by Capricia Page. The Lily. I bend above the moving stream and see myself in my own dream. Heaven passing while I do not pass. Something divine pertains to me, or I to it. Reality escapes me on this liquid glass. Solitude. The changeful clouds that float or poise on high, emblem earth's night and day of history, renewed forever, evermore to die. Thy life dream is thy fleeting loveliness, but mine is concentrated consciousness, a life apart from pleasure or distress. The grandeur of the whole absorbs my soul, while my caves sigh o'er human littleness. The Lily. Ah, solitude, of marble silence fit abode, I do prefer my fading face, my loss of loveliness and grace, with cloud dreams ever in my view. Also the hope that other eyes may share my rapture in the skies, and, if illusion, feel it true. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain.
The Fool by Robert W. Service. Read for Librivox.org by William A. Crenshaw. But it isn't playing the game, he said, and he slammed his books away. The Latin and Greek I've got in my head will do for $1 a day. Rubbish, I cried, the bugle's call isn't for lads from school. Do you think he'd listen? Oh, not at all. So I called him a fool, a fool. Now there's his dog by his empty bed, and the flute he used to play, and his favorite bat, but Dick he's dead, somewhere in France they say. Dick with his rapture of song and sun, Dick of the yellow hair, Dickie whose life had but begun, carrying cold out there. Look at his prizes, all in a row, surely a hint of fame. Now he's finished with nothing to show, doesn't it seem a shame? Look from the window, all that you see was to be his one day, forest and furrow, lawn and lea, and he goes and chucks it away. Chucks it away to die in the dark. Somebody saw him fall. Part of him mud, part of him blood, the rest of him not at all. And yet I'll bet he was never afraid, and he went as the best of 'em go, for his hand was clenched on his broken blade, and his face was turned to the foe. And I called him a fool, oh how blind was I, and the cup of my grief's abrim. Will Gloria England ever die so long as we've lads like him? So long as we fond and fearless fools, who spurning fortune and fame, turn out with the rallying cry of their schools, just bent on playing the game. A fool, ah no, he was more than wise, his was the proudest part. He died with the glory of faith in his eyes, and the glory of love in his heart. And though there's never a grave to tell, nor a cross to mark his fall, thank God we know that he batted well in the last great game of all. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain.
Tom Merritt by Edgar Lee Masters. Read for Librivox.org by Tom Merritt. At first I suspected something. She acted so calm and absent-minded. And one day I heard the back door shut as I entered the front. And I saw him slink back of the smokehouse into the lot and run across the field. And I meant to kill him on sight. But that day, walking near Fourth Bridge, without a stick or a stone at hand, all of a sudden I saw him standing, scared to death, holding his rabbits. And all I could say was, don't, as he aimed and fired at my heart. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain.
Where's the Poker? A Fable by Christopher Smart. Librivox.org by Garth Burton. The Poker lost, poor Susan stormed, and all the rites of rage performed, as scolding, crying, swearing, sweating, abusing, fidgeting and fretting. Nothing but villainy and thieving. Good heavens, what a world we live in! If I don't find it in the morning, I'll surely give my master warning. He'd better far shut up his doors, than keep such good-for-nothing whores. For wheresoe'er their trade they drive, we vartuous bodies cannot thrive. Well may poor Susan grunt and groan, misfortunes never come alone, but tread each other's heels in throngs. For the next day she lost the tongs. The salt box, cullender, and pot soon shared the same untimely lot. In vain she vails and wages spent on new ones, for the new ones went. There'd been, she swore, some devil or witch in, to rob or plunder all the kitchen. One night she to her chamber crept, where for a month she had not slept, her master being, to her seeming, a better playfellow than dreaming. Curse on the author of these wrongs! In her own bed she found the tongs. Hang Thomas for an idle joker! In her own bed she found the Poker, with the salt box, pepper box, and kettle, with all the culinary metal. Be warned, ye fair, by Susan's crosses, keep chaste and guard yourselves from losses. For if young girls delight in kissing, no wonder that the Poker's missing. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain.